Okay.
Welcome, everybody, to Saturdays with Tara. I'm Mary Beth at the Law of Attraction Club, and we're on the web at the loaclub.com. In these hangouts, we get together with our friends Tara, and our discussion continues on our member conference line after the HOA. We have also 2 other calls, Tuesdays and Thursdays each week, which continue our theme for the week. Our theme today is You're Here to Do Nothing. What is up to you? So, if you would like to stay in touch with us, you can go to the loaclub.com and get invites to our open calls, which we offer about once a month, and our free letting go process. This week, we are having a 4-week challenge start on November 1st, actually, next Tuesday, this coming Tuesday. And you are all invited to come to this 4-week challenge. It is a 4-week member challenge, but you can come as well, and I'll give you that information in a minute. So this is what you're going to do. If you're a member, you already know pretty much about this, but I'm going to go through it a little bit. First thing, you're going to pick one thing that you want to change. Not something too way out, but something you've been wanting perhaps, but it's not quite within reach. It's just a little bit out of reach, and you need some help with making it happen. So tell us about it. So number 2 is you're going to commit to some kind of action plan, and we don't mean running around doing something. We mean an inner action plan with your thoughts, beliefs, and expectations. So you're going to commit to that for 4 weeks, and you're going to tell us what you're going to do. And then number 3 here, I just lost my place. You're going to come to our 3 weekly calls for this 4 weeks, Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday, and you're going to talk with Tara, about what's working and what's not, and discover the absolutely best ways to step into that thing you've been wanting, that new version of you. So, if you're not a member, on November 1st, we'll be adding a link below where you can join for a first month cost of only $1. Excuse me. So for the first 20 to sign up, that month includes 4 weeks of this challenge. If you've been looking for a way to really understand the law of attraction, to really get it and really get it to start working for you, then come back and join here. And as I said, there'll be a link here later today, not too long, hopefully, maybe as quickly as a half an hour after this HOA airs. So you can come back here on Tuesday, November 1st. And if you're still undecided, then come to our kickoff open hangout on Tuesday, where our 3 channels, all of us, myself, Robin, and Rachel, will be talking about the challenge and inviting you to join in. So once again, the link will be right here in this spot. Hopefully by the time you're watching this, the link is there. So now we are going to go over to Robin and Tara and welcome them. So over to you, Robin and Tara.
Welcome back to our ramp up to the 4-week challenge, in which we're going to explore with you in depth the idea that you're not here on this earth to do some particular thing. You're here to decide what it is you want to create and to set about doing just that. If we look at the what and the how questions of your life, what is clearly up to you? How, in one sense, is your job, and in another sense, it's definitely not. How you practice thinking things into beingness is. How you physically orchestrate circumstances and events is not. So November is going to be our play space, a full month wherein you declare one of your whats and together we practice being creators. So today we'd like to explore with you the purpose of your life. And we'd like to do that from two seemingly different perspectives: the cosmic perspective and the you here and now perspective. From the cosmic perspective, when you understand that you're not here to do any particular thing, you begin also to understand that you can do anything. And to extend that in a way you might not have thought of, you can do everything. From the you here and now perspective, when you give up on your should do's and must do's, you begin to free yourself up to do whatever you want to do. From Mike Dooley and the universe, a cosmic perspective. You are not on earth to make things happen. You are not on earth to spread the love. You are not on earth to make it a better place or to learn acceptance of the things you cannot change. You are not on earth to find your soulmate or your purpose. You are not on earth to put the needs of others before your own. And you are most certainly not on earth to suffer, pay penance, be tested or judged. You are on earth because you wondered what it would be like, even fleetingly, to believe in limits. And when you could grasp this, you will also grasp how unlimited you truly are. Amen. And we would add a little to those words, you wondered what it would be like even fleetingly to believe in limits. Because this is the crux of it all. When you play a game, any game, you do it for the fun of it. You mix it up with your friends. You make decisions. They make decisions. You try new things. It's exciting. It's an adventure. And the game has limits you call rules. Without rules, the game doesn't exist. So here you are in the game of life on Earth. What Mike's universe is describing here as limits are the rules of this game. We would say that you did not set out even fleetingly to choose to believe that anything about you is limited. But as with any game, you chose to accept those limits because that's how you play the game. In other words, you've created this game and you've stepped into it to mix it up with others in this special context, to create new things from this very focused perspective. And along the way, some of you forget who you are and start believing in the absoluteness of those rules and limits. You start being absolutely and literally unrealistic by analyzing the very game you created as if it's somehow external to you and you just have to learn how to deal with it. From our friends Abraham, another cosmic perspective. What is the reason that you came forth into this physical experience? You wanted more. You wanted more exposure, more opportunity, to have more feelings. So the meaning of life, it sounds strange to say it, but the meaning of life is life. It's to feel life pouring through you, to feel the exhilaration of a new idea coming to fruition, to feel yourself not right on it, and then work yourself until you are on it, to have a new idea occur to you and to recognize you are not a vibrational match to it, and then to deliberately become a vibrational match to it. all of that is fun, and all of that is life. So the meaning of life and the reason for life is for the thrill. From our friend Bashar. The highest purpose of your life is to be yourself to the best of your ability and live each moment as fully as possible. At first, these words from Abraham and Bashar sound a bit like circular definitions. But here's what they're getting at. At the core of your being, you're a creator. And there's nothing that can be more fun to do than simply bringing new things into existence. And there's no better place to do that than this focused space-time playground. Again from Bashar, here's some words about your purpose, quote-unquote purpose, as he talks about two important concepts, the role of your emotional guidance system and your higher self. Excitement is a sign that the activity you are contemplating is aligned with your higher self. And this alignment is what causes the excitement. This naturally leads you to what you are meant to be doing, what your soul hopes your free will chooses to do. This is your purpose. So this is the simple yet effortlessly effective way to find your life's purpose. Excitement serves as a compass to let you know when you're on course, when you're doing or contemplating doing exactly what your higher self would love to have you be doing. Let's pry this apart a little here because it contains some important concepts. Is there really a higher self somewhat separate from you, making separate decisions about what it wants you to be and do? No. With each choice the here and now conscious thinking you has ever made, you've added to that tapestry of expectations that defines you and your world. Remember that being physical, you tend to see things in boxes with borders and boundaries, where non-physicalness is a boundaryless realm. So there really is no separation between you and that tapestry and your higher self. What your higher self wants for you is simply to have everything you've already put on your wish list. Your purpose is to create whatever it is you want to create. And you've already made some decisions about as to what that is. When you're heading in that direction, you're excited and having fun. In other words, the more you're aligned with the essence of who you are, the more joyful and alive you feel. The less you're aligned, the worse you feel. Your feelings and that alignment are synonymous. If you're fulfilling your purpose, you're feeling good, and vice versa, which is why we always say nothing is more important than choosing to feel good. So that's the view from the cosmic perspective, from the grandstand. Now take a moment here if you can, and you can if you believe you can, without diving back onto the field, let's look at you from a here and now perspective. And we say, when you give up on your should-dos and must-dos, you begin to free yourself up to do whatever you want to do. Just recently, one of our members was talking about where she was and didn't want to be, running her business, and where she longed to be, in a different country with her son and grandchildren. And we made the outlandish statement that both of those places were the same thing. And that if she could have the time of her life being where she was, she would effortlessly be wherever she wanted to be. What on earth were we talking about? Well, if you're a timeless consciousness, and you are, and if you've chosen to be here to create new things in this focused realm, and you have, and if your circumstances do not dictate how you feel, and they don't, and if it's how you interpret your circumstances that dictates how you feel, and it is, and if your interpretations are a here and now choice, and they are, and if you're feeling bad, you're heading away from what you want, and you are, then we say, if you're feeling bad, choose to interpret your circumstances differently. And if you do, what happens? Firstly, the better it gets, the better it gets. Which is to say, every small choice in that positive direction makes a huge difference. You literally step into a new version of you, and then automatically, by law of attraction, poof, a new matching version of your context wraps itself around you. And off you go again, but from a new starting place. As you journey down that road, you start having the time of your life wherever you are. It doesn't mean that you give up on that new country and the grandchildren. It means just the opposite. It means literally that you step into a context that has everything you want. Are you getting that? Can you see how that now country and the old job are the same context as the new country and the grandchildren? If the question is, how do you get to that new place? It's not a question of how do you get there in a doing sense, it's in a being sense. Those doing hows are not your job. The extent to which you cling to the notion that the world is out there and you have to deal with it is the extent to which you hold yourself apart from who you are and what you want. The extent to which you perceive that the rules of the very game you invented are somehow now ruling you is the extent to which you condemn yourself to rowing upstream. When you're at peace with where you are, you can go anywhere. When you're choosing to have the time of your life being where you are everywhere you ever want to be. And yes, maybe it sounds a little crazy, but you'll discover that your children and your grandchildren have somehow been miraculously caught up in this tornado of yours. And wherever you are, you're all dancing together. It's the difference between putting up with where you are and struggling on to choosing to be in joy. It's the difference between yearning for things wanted and choosing to be deliciously aware that everything is racing towards you in miraculous ways. Now, you don't have to quit your should-dos and must-dos cold turkey. We are not advocates of the jump and the parachute will appear approach. Just be easy with all of this. Be easy on yourself. Simply start to appreciate everything you can about where you are. Be obsessively compulsive about it. Become a Pollyanna about life and take a stand on choosing to feel good. We want you to give up on the notion that circumstances control you, because then doors will open for you that you never knew existed. And in these 4 weeks we're moving into, we're going to be heading towards those doors. So let's take a moment right now to get quiet. I'm going to take a few moments here and explore the shape of that what of yours. What is that new thing you want to create? Let's start with some very general questions. As we went through last week, being in alignment with your desires means 4 things: peace and power, fun and freedom. Let's think about these in turn. And of these, which beckons most to you right now? Is it peace? Is it power? Is it fun? Is it freedom? If these are 4 doors in front of you, which one would you most like to step through right now? Is it peace? Is it power? Is it fun? Is it freedom? What's it like to feel peace? It is the knowing of who you are, instilled into every fiber of your consciousness, and ongoing and ever present. And out of that comes an unflappable calmness. It is when unwanted things are not devastating, they're interesting. They don't take you down, they spur you on. They allow you back into the question, what do I want now? That's unflappable calmness. That's peace. What's it like to feel power? The simple truth is, how you choose to think creates everything you experience. Your power is enormous. That's how everything exists. You think it into existence. We want you to know that power, feel that power, and revel in that feeling. What's it like to feel fun? Once you get into alignment with what you want, once you be there in your mind, the universe conforms. And when the universe is conforming, the journey becomes entirely different. You find yourself flowing with the current. When the universe is conforming, life is the joyful, exciting ride you came here to experience. Fun is life as it was meant to be. What's it like to feel freedom? You stand on the threshold of many doors, and now which door can you choose? Any of them. Which do you choose? You choose whichever one feels best right now. And tomorrow, it may be a different one. That's the feeling of absolute freedom. Now, the truth is, of course, that you can't have one of these feelings without the others coming along as a bonus. But often you'll find yourself really wanting one of these in particular. So we say, start there. And that may be as detailed as you get in that what of yours. Or you may go from there into the exquisite detail of something very specific. It's all up to you. You can't get it wrong. But you might find it useful to explore some of these ideas on how to choose that better feeling thought. In the end, what you choose is not the most important thing. Because once you have it down, once you consciously and deliberately create one new thing and know you've done it, you're on the slippery slope to creating anything. Remember also these two things. One, that your natural state is well-being. And so as soon as you relax away from your resistance, you always bob to the surface. By law of attraction, you have to. And two, remember also that every small step is a giant step. Every 10 minutes of what might at first seem like wasted thought is a step towards a better 10 minutes if you will just let it be so. Acknowledge yourself and move forward. Appreciate yourself and move forward. Try something else and move forward. You cannot do these things without making a difference. Expect that difference to appear, because the better it gets, the better it gets. And of course, we are with you. You only have to write our name into your dance card, and when the music starts, and it will, we will be there. Shortly, we'll be moving to our longer discussion and Q&A on the member conference line. But first, here's your invitation to the dance.
Thank you, Tara. Do you want to take advantage of a huge opportunity to make a change in your world? It's your world, it's your reality. Our 4-week challenge officially kicks off on Tuesday, November 1st, 5:30 p.m. Pacific, 8:30 p.m. Eastern. We'd love to have you join us. So if you're not already a member, on November 1st, we will be adding a new link here where you can join us for the first month for just $1. And you can cancel, of course, at any time. You can pay your $1 and cancel right after the 4 weeks if you want to. So for the first 20 who sign up, that month includes the 4 weeks of this challenge. And all those conference calls, it's 3 a week during this challenge. So that's about 12. It's 12 in a month, depending on how long the month is. So if you've been looking for a way to really understand the law of attraction and really get it more fully, more completely, and make it work for you, then come back here to this link and sign up by Tuesday, November 1st. And if you're still undecided, then come to our kickoff open hangout on Tuesday, where our 3 channels will be talking about the challenge and inviting you to join in. So even if you haven't signed up, you can come to that open call. And again, the link to that HOA will be here for you. I think I've presented that correctly. And then, of course, this HOA was the summary of our theme for the week. And our longer discussion continues today, right now, on our member conference line. And of course, on Tuesdays and Thursdays each week. And as we said, this Tuesday, November 1st, is our kickoff. So it will be a continuation of this HOA and then some, and then much more. We'd love to have you there. Okay, so back to you, Robin and Tara.